About anything. Right, we'll move on to our next presenter. Who is? Okay, who is Mr. Adam Woodhall? Big round of applause for Adam Woodhall. Come on.
Okay, ready?
Yes. Now, as the copywriter out there will notice, there's maybe a little bit of a play on words there. Because for about the last 25 years, I've been passionate about the environment in some ways, but also how people can change, because I'm really interested in people. Now, I'll take you back about 15 years, I studied something to do with this picture, which was, for those who know, a hole in the ozone layer. And what I was studying was the reason why it happened. And it happened because of those things that used to be in the gas canisters, CFCs. And what I found was that DuPont, who were the biggest manufacturer of CFCs, realised they could make more money out of replacement chemicals than they could out continuing to produce CFCs. So that led me to a point of change. One, should I become a bit of a hippie and go into a teepee and reject the world, to try and change the world? Or should I actually do something a bit more kind of political, and should I become a politician? And, well, that's even less likely for me to want to become that. So I kind of thought, what else can I do with myself? And so I thought about, maybe should I go into business and trying to kind of help the world that way. And as we know, there's been organisations like Marks and Spencer's have done with their Plan A. They've done lots of interesting things around creating a better world that they're doing. So I thought that's quite interesting. And then there's organisations which are saying that there's things that could be done more in their companies. So there's obviously kind of an appetite for change there. So I was starting to think that there was something that I could do about this, running up. So maybe about 5 years or so ago. And then I had an idea. So that I could maybe put together the skills that I put together by then in kind of how to engage with people, how to create change, and also my passion for the environment, which I'd had for a long time. Because basically, people have habits, and those habits aren't necessarily the best thing for them. But we continue to do stuff as well, and that's not necessarily sometimes good for you. So sometimes you just got to do something. So that's the business that I created, and also as a little sideline, I run Greendrix Leeds, which is on the 4th Tuesday of every month. So if you fancy about that, we're on Twitter, but we are on all internet things. Because what you'd expect is that it all makes good sense to be environmental, isn't it? Because you turn off lights, it lowers your carbon footprint, and then that saves money, isn't it? It's all very logical. So obviously logic always happens. But it doesn't necessarily. Here's some information that I got, and basically you've got a design estimate there on the second line down, and actually after 2 years the actual outcome was nothing like it in terms of what a building does, because why does it happen? It's all logical. Well, what you get happening is a bit like Monty Python and the race for people who don't have a sense of direction. Everybody just goes off everywhere, and they just disappear. And you don't know what's doing it. Organisations, I mean, most of you probably work for organisations, and things just strange happen. So you've got things like the rebound effect. This is an academically proven effect. Now people buy, say, a Prius car, and they drive more because they're kind of, oh, well, I've got a green car, haven't I? It's all right for me to drive more. And then, but if you can make change happen, what you need is people on board. So, like a lot of people in the room here, probably innovators. What we've got here on the left-hand corner there, or maybe early adopters. But what you've got to get through is get to that tipping point. You've probably heard of that as well. Because it's about creating change. And that change is you can do it through behaviour, and that's what a lot of people focus on. But actually what you really need to create a change in is culture. And that's on the other side of things. And so that's really working through the whole of an organisation, the whole of our society. Because you've got people who are kind of your green champions, your angels out there, you've got your sceptics, but you've got most of us environmentally just a bit plain confused. They don't really know what to do. So it's about helping people make things change. And so that's what I'm interested in. And also if you can maybe make a bit of a humorous gag with it always helps. So you kind of create change. You get people on board if you do some humour. It's always a good thing, I find. And also to create change, there's another way of doing it. You can just tell people what to do, just like Mr. Alan Sugar does. You're fired. Now the interesting thing is that the guy who was running Marks and Spencer's when they launched Plan A, he was actually a bit of a quiet sugar. He actually made change happen like that. But then also you've got nudging, and if you really want to find out about change, read that book, because that's a brilliant book which I'm just reading at the moment. And so that'll be my final point. Today is about change and maybe how we can create a climate of change. Thank you.